All right. Hello, everyone. This is Kendra Watkins with another installment of the ASUN Lunchbox, and we are joined here, Jacksonville Lacrosse. We have Maddie Sturgell, we have Casey Sullivan, Jenny Kinsey, and Sarah Elms of Jacksonville Lacrosse. How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Okay,
Doing good.
That's good. Just first and foremost, just tell me, how has everything been going during the quarantine? How are you guys adjusting to life?
I think it hasn't been too terrible. It was definitely sad when we first found out about our season being canceled, but I mean, I'm roommates with Casey, so it's kind of been nice to have each other. Like, we've been able to work out together and just still hang out. So got a little aspect of the team left.
Yeah, I would say adjusting from leaving the team and going from Florida all the way to Maryland was kind of a big adjustment this early because you're not used to being home this early. And then with your parents and your siblings all in the house too, it gets to be a little crazy. But us staying connected with Zoom and stuff with our team makes it like really worthwhile to be in this quarantine.
Okay. And Sarah, how about yourself?
It's pretty nice. I mean, a lot of us are still here in Jacksonville, so we still get to be around everyone and still see each other and spend time together. So other than not having like a regular schedule with school and lacrosse, it's been okay. We've been hanging out and keeping in touch.
Okay, well, let's just pick up where everything stopped because I know it was early March when the season just came to a halt due to the coronavirus pandemic. So your squad was 3-1 at the time everything was stopped. And I know you guys had a big win against Oregon, and you almost avenged your NCAA tournament loss against Michigan, which was actually number 8 at the time. So what was the outlook on the team when you guys were alerted of the stoppage?
I think when we first were alerted was when our BU game got postponed. So we were supposed to play BU on a Sunday, and that was postponed. So then this is when all the news came out about the coronavirus, and it kind of left them a little bit in shock. We saw Ivy League sports field, and that was kind of like a big thing for sports on the country, honestly. And team was kind of just like, what do we think's going to happen with us? What's going to happen with the ASUN? We had a really good team this year. Very positive outlook on that one. Oregon, we're very excited to go into play other top 10 competitors like Dartmouth and Princeton, get into some good season play as well. So it was really unfortunate this all had happened, and it kind of took our team and seniors by shock.
Gotcha. What about you guys? What was your input?
I think it was also hard to think about. We only had 4 games under our belt within that time frame, where some other teams were able to play 10 or 11 games. So in a sense, we maybe felt cheated by kind of the situation, but we kind of take a step back and understand the world was in the same situation. We were all in the same boat. We all got stripped of our season, but when we get to play. We were definitely thankful for even having been able to play 4 games at all, but we did wish we could have had at least a few more under our belt to just kind of let us maybe look back on and kind of like remember going into next year or whatever plays out with next year.
Yeah, I know that we were all really looking forward to the season and the next games that we were going to play. So, I mean, it was pretty upsetting, but I think we were one of the last conferences kind of to cancel or whatever. So we were lucky that we got to practice some more and just spend more quality time together rather than having to just go home like a lot of other schools did.
Okay, and Sarah, I know last year you sat out the season. So what was it like just getting a few games in? And I know because you came into the game like you had a hat trick against Michigan just to start things off. So it seemed like you were just ready. How was it just to stop?
Yeah.
After starting?
It's kind of upsetting for me. I mean, I was like super looking forward to the season, but I was just like that I was cleared in time for the fall to be able to get that experience and to do that. I do have a 5th year that I'll be taking though. I mean, we got to play some games. We got to, see how we're doing. So, okay. It's okay. At least I was cleared.
Okay. And question for both Jenny and Sarah, because I know you guys both began playing for Jacksonville as a freshman in 2018. So with you both making all freshmen and all conference teams, how was the adjustment just coming into college, immediately having to produce for your team? and it was a team that had won 4 out of their last 5 championships. So how was it making that adjustment, just immediately being called upon to produce?
I think like for our team specifically, it wasn't like weird for like freshmen to come in and like have a starting position or like get significant playing time, just because like on our team, like we say like there's really no like classes. Like,
Yeah, really some of our freshman year, like our seniors were really open arms and welcoming for new players. There was no, like Jenny said, there was no specific classes or you're a freshman, you don't play that much or whatever. So I think that was really helpful, and it helps our leadership skills and helps us kind of develop the team as we get older.
Okay. And Casey, because I know you're transferring, you transferred over from East Carolina and last year you made it. So what was it like coming in for your first year, just coming in from a first year program over to Jacksonville?
Yeah, so I think it was a little intimidating at first, but I really loved like my teammates and my coaches from East Carolina, but I knew it wasn't really my home. And that summer I kind of just tried to figure out where to go, what to do. And me and Jenny actually used to play together when we were younger, and we're actually like kind of neighbors. We played neighboring high schools. So I kind of like reached out to some people that I knew that played here, just kind of got some insight on the program. Kind of small world. I feel like the lacrosse world's a really small place, even though it seems so big. There's kind of like endless connections. Coach McCord knew a lot of people that I knew. So I just came across Jacksonville and all the girls that had come here, and I just thought I'd take a chance on this program, and they took a chance on me for sure because they didn't know me. I didn't know them, and I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the team, the culture, the atmosphere, and just kind of everything about the school. So I'm really happy that I took the leap of faith to come to this school, and yeah, just a really great place.
Okay. And Maddie, tell me, because last year you were a freshman, so you made your first year, or you started your first year just starting 20 out of 21 games, just immediately coming in and playing. What was it like you coming in and just putting so much in just early?
Yeah, I think kind of like what Sarah and Jenny were talking about, and kind of Casey too, about when you come onto this team, it's very unlike any other team that I really have come across. That the club and the way that you're looked at in the classroom by your grad year isn't the way you're looked at in the lacrosse field. And so when you're given that role to be either significant minutes or a starter, like I was fortunately given, you have big shoes to fill and you have things to step up and to produce. But while doing that, you have the support of the seniors, the juniors, and the sophomores around you to like make you play at your best level. So if you are a freshman or sophomore starting, obviously an underclassman, the seniors and the juniors are going to give you the best competitive edge they can during practice, during minutes, so that you play your best during the game and produce for the team. So I thought that was a really cool dynamic that I was entering into my freshman year, and I being like started, and you kind of think like, oh, what does everyone else think of me? But not on the team at Jacksonville. Everyone is very open arms. Everyone's for the team. Like we're all one, and we play to win. That's how it rolls.
That's how it rolls. Okay. Well, I wanted to ask because I've been watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary over the last couple of weeks, and just watching Michael Jordan and him saying that there's a price to pay to win, and just how he's being very demanding of his team. Just coming on as underclassmen, did you guys have any leader that was just like that and was like, look, this is what it takes to win, and this is what I require of you guys?
Yeah, I think I think it did actually just come from a whole senior class almost. And at least my freshman year and this year, my sophomore year, like when the senior class steps up to be seniors, I feel like they demand from the team as a whole, like we want to win. This is what we need to do to produce it. And this is how we're going to do it. And I feel like once you have that mess from the eldest on your team and that group, then the rest of the team like emulates that, and they also want to have that kind of like swagger and like chip on their shoulder. Like it's very cool.
I feel like our coaches also recruit girls with kind of like a hustler mentality. Everyone really wants the same things, and accountability is something like embedded in our culture about how you're here to be a competitor and you're here to get the job done while making friends along the way. But it's just kind of the group of girls that we're surrounded with. Everyone wants to succeed and we want to see each other succeed. So just having like such competitive players really just kind of makes you personally kind of admire your teammates' kind of efforts and hustle and grind day in and day out. So it's just kind of something you're surrounded with. So you're kind of forced to come to that even if you don't even notice it.
Right. And to piggy off of Sturgell and Casey, I know that like a lot of the times there'll be teams where like the freshmen or whatever are too intimidated or scared to help a senior out or whatever. But I know with our team, like everyone feels comfortable enough. We have that chip on our shoulder that we all want to win. We all want to be the same level, competitiveness, whatever. So I know like our underclassmen will help out the upperclassmen a lot, and that helps us a lot as a team and helps us to grow and develop. And yeah.
Someone like that really stuck in my mind, like when you asked that question, was when I was a freshman, she was a junior midfielder, Lily Miller. She just like had that ability to like turn the emotions on and off, like when she needed to, like when she stepped on the field, like it just, everything, no matter like how hard the task was, like it just seemed so easy to her. And like, she just set such a high standard for the rest of us. So like without like verbally pushing you, like because she set that standard, like you had to work, like you had no choice but to work to try to meet that standard. So that was just someone who stuck out in my mind when you asked that.
Okay. So man, just going into last year, because I know last year during the NCAA tournament, you guys won your first ever NCAA tournament game. Just tell me, what was the feeling just winning that tournament game and hosting that tournament game? What was the atmosphere like?
Go, Jenny. You go ahead.
Sorry. Last year's like championship game, that's when you asked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure you didn't say the year before that. That one like really stands out in my head. Like I remember after the game, I was like tearing up, like crying, because like Liberty, that was their first year in the conference, and like they were just such great competition. Like I know we played them earlier in the year and we beat them at our school, so it was kind of like we've already seen each other play, and like I think we were winning by a good amount, and then they just started crawling back, and like it was just such an exciting like competitive game. So like when it finally ended, we like were just able to like breathe. We were like, whew, like we did it, we're fine. But that one just really sticks out in my head.
Okay. And just going into the NCAA tournament game, because I believe you guys hosted that game against Mercer, I believe. Just tell me, what was that feeling, just getting the first win for the program?
Yeah, I would say like obviously being my first year there and being able to like win the first NCAA game that the school has won on a whole, it was a very cool experience. And kind of when we all watched that bracket, like the party when the bracket got released and we found out we were hosting, I think that put a little bit of more excitement in girls too. Like we don't even have to leave tomorrow to fly anywhere. Like that was what we were all planning on, you know. It's like, okay, the bracket comes out Sunday night and you're usually on a plane or driving somewhere Monday or Tuesday to leave. But we got to be able to host, which is like what very few schools get to say they get to do. So I think that put a lot of fire under our girls' belts. And like when we were playing, like it was just so much fun. Like I remember that game, like just like laughing, screaming, like just getting so hyped. And like we ended up beating Mercer. I don't remember the score, but I do remember that it was like a very fun, intense, like sunny game in Florida. And everyone was just screaming on the sidelines, screaming at each other on the field. Like we were all just so hyped. And it was a very cool experience to be a part of as a first-year freshman.
Anything anyone wants to add? Okay. Well, no, one thing I did want to just say, just year in and year out, how do you guys keep up the intensity? Just because if I am correct, you guys have won it every year, or the ASUN championship every year that you guys have been here. So how do you guys get up every year to compete and with that mindset of, okay, we're trying to win a championship again this year?
I think it is like one of those things where like quote unquote, like once you're at the top, it's harder to like stay at the top than to get there. Cause like every year's a new year and like people are gunning for us, like they have our number. So that just like makes us work so much harder because every year it is going to be harder and harder. to get that win to go to the tournament. So, I mean, we have goals that we want to set within the tournament. So we know that's like we have to get there first and win that before we can accomplish anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say also with the recruiting classes you bring in, like Casey said earlier, the coaches do a very good job of like recruiting girls who are very competitive and very like drive oriented, and they really want to just see this program succeed. So when you keep recruiting and bringing in classes and then you keep having returners who have that same drive and motivation to keep winning and want to like succeed at the best of their ability, it becomes like a really competitive atmosphere at practice, and then it allows for us to get the results we'd like at the end.
Yeah, I think our team just all around, literally every single person is like the most competitive person I've ever played against. And our coaches really instill against us, like in us, like practice should be harder than games. Like the girls next to you are like your biggest competitors. So I think that having that in the back of your mind and having that mindset really like helps us when it comes to tournament time.
I also think we focused a lot on lacrosse, obviously, throughout the season, that our team does a really good job of like kind of bringing ourselves back to center and like just kind of taking a breather to remember like we're all here to have kind of like great memories at the same time of being really intense lacrosse players. Like for one, yeah, we were there to be players, but we're also there to have great times with like our great like really great friends. So we do a really good job of just kind of like taking a mental breather and recognizing that we can have fun along the way while also still being like top-notch competitors.
Okay, let me ask a question. How do you guys have fun just when you guys are on the field? How do you guys have fun? Like who pranks the most? Let me know.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that we do have within our team is these things called Olympic teams. So our team's divided up into 4 teams. We have Dynasty, Shy Girls, Lions, and Legit. And they're just like 4 names that were kind of created by like the alumni of our program like a really long time ago. And so each year we do like drafts where the new recruiting class is added to the different teams. And so like we actually just had like our draft on Friday, and our coaches like went through and showed us all the recruiting players and the players that are coming in to be freshmen, and we had to like recruit them to our team. And then anytime we do like competitions or like we'll play for points like all year, they're within our Olympic teams. And so like it gets really competitive because at the end of the year the winner gets like dinner on the coaches. So like that becomes like a very competitive like aspect of us, which is really cool.
Okay. Who's on Team Legit?
Oh, let's go. You're just talking about that.
All right, well, another question. Who won this year if they gave out a winner this year?
Legit.
Oh, wow. Wow. What was the criteria of this based on? Like, how is this broken down?
It's kind of like all these different competitions throughout the year. It's funny because sometimes the coach will like randomly make us do things and be like, "Oh, Olympic points are at stake," and then everyone's in a panic. Points. Like it'll be the silliest thing. Like, oh, whoever I don't know picks this up the fastest, and we're like, everyone's running to pick it up because everyone just wants to rack in the points throughout the season. But
Halloween's a big one.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do like a Halloween practice where like each team like has like a theme and they like all dress up. And then we have to like stay in character the whole entire practice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Okay, so who carried that this Halloween? Who had
Sarah was really
good.
Yeah,
Sarah was good.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'll be honest too, because you're not even on.
Sarah, who were you?
My group, we were old people, and so I was just like a grandma. But it was really fun. We all moved super slow to go to the ball, and my team, our main thing is like we don't really care about like the lacrosse points. We care about like other things like staying in character, Halloween. So it was really fun.
Hey,
yeah, we were Star Wars and we lost. I'm on the Lions and we were Star Wars. It was a good idea, but it was really hard for people to stay in character because some people that hadn't seen Star Wars before. So I was R2-D2, very hard to run around in that little circle costume that I had made, but it was fun.
Got you. All right, that sounds pretty awesome. So shout out Team Legit for you guys winning. This sounds Sounds pretty awesome. And next year, I'm very interested to see who's going to win. One thing that I will say I like is your, what is it, the In the Pod series?
Inside the Pod.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I really like watching that. Like it's like your hype videos and everything. Like you guys do a really good job with that. And just next year, what was just to head out, what were some things that you guys, I know trying to win another championship for next year, but what are some things as a team that you guys want to accomplish just growing?
I think right now our mindset is more so focused on staying healthy or getting healthy if we're not healthy, and kind of coming into the season excited to play and ready to play. Also, I think our team wants to be maybe strong leaders for the incoming class, because they kind of just had their whole senior season stripped away, and that's kind of like a pivotal moment for a high school player coming into a D1 team. So I think we kind of just want to be there for each other for having our season stripped last year, and then also being welcoming and challenging and competitive with the new girls, and kind of getting them ready as well as getting ourselves ready for what's to come with next season.
Yeah, and I think along with that, it's also giving our team an opportunity to kind of like look back and reflect on how much we appreciate like every day. Like we live by kind of a motto of like be great today, like BGT, and our team constantly like emulates that. So I think that after this whole like coronavirus thing and obviously getting our season canceled early, a lot of girls are going to come back this fall and realize like we don't have to do things, like we get to do things, which I think is going to be really cool mindset that girls have already had on our team, but now they're going to be even more like radiant around the locker room and on the field because of like this whole situation to happen to us.
Is there anything you want to add?
I would say we're kind of just sticking to like, again, like being competitive or whatever. Like we all now, like we had a long break, and now so we all can be excited to get back and play and get back into things and be together again. And I think I'm looking forward to that too. So it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, again, I want to thank you guys for your time and just, again, taking the time out, because I know there's a lot of things going on. I know classes just ending, summer classes getting ready to start. Maddie, you're out in a car, so somewhere. You're going somewhere.
My sister's taking her AP test for high school, so I just have to be out here. But other than that.
Okay, just make sure you have a mask and Lysol somewhere. So stay safe.
I do somewhere.
Somewhere. All right. But thank you guys for taking the time out and just talking to me. Again, this is Kendra with another ASUN Lunchbox. And make sure that you follow us on all of our social media platforms on Instagram and Twitter at ASUN Sports, and also like us on Facebook. And thank you very much, the women of Jacksonville Lacrosse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a good day, okay?
You too.
Okay, you too. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.